Sam, get to work.
No.
Get to work, Sam.
No.
Get to work.
No.
That's your warning. Get to work.
Great.
Ever since I can remember, I always wanted Sam to get to work.
All right. So we are at the point where we're going to start wiring up this car. As I mentioned before, we ripped everything out. We ripped out all the old old school Lucas garbage wiring, garbage in my opinion. Got rid of the old fuse boxes. And we are going to be going with a brand new modern style wiring harness, modern fuses, standard blade fuses, and totally rewiring this entire car. So my cousin is going to be the one doing all the wiring. He's owner and operator of Complete Off-Road Vehicle, based out of Florida. He does wiring on boats, cars, trucks. I mean, all kinds of other custom stuff. The guy's good. He does all my cars. Very clean, as you've seen on that 61 Phantom 5, the park award, the one with all the speakers and the sound system. He's the one that did all of that. He knows what he's doing, so he's the only one that touches these as far as wiring. So basically, once we get the body all wired up, then he's going to go ahead and wire up the LS portion, the standalone harness, motor and trans, with the computer. Hopefully get this thing running, and then we go send it out to get tuned. But going back to the wiring, he sets it up to where we could still use the factory ignition switch. We wire up the original switch, so all that stuff works. You get the lights on the ignition switch, everything works. So just to give you guys an idea, this is the original fuse box off of one of these cars. I think this is off of Silver Cloud. They're all the same. They use the same wiring, Lucas wiring. They're all the same. Basically there was 8 fuses for the whole car, unless they had power windows. Then they had a separate fuse box for those. But pretty much 8 to 10 fuses for the whole car. So we're getting rid of that. We're going with modern, better. Also here's the original fuse. What would happen is they use a little strand of wire. Not sure if you can see that. There's a little strand of wire in between, and when that would burn out, pop a fuse, you take that wire off, rewrap it, and then put it back in the fuse box. So a lot of the purists like to keep the original wires. It's like tin coated wires. I mean, if you're into that type of thing, then cool. But we get rid of that. We go with modern standard blade fuses. So basically, when we convert these cars, I mean, it's brand new, it's modern, it's up to date, within reason. I mean, yeah, granted, I'm not using mini fuses, but it doesn't matter. You can still get the, these are still relevant. We still use these. You get these in any parts store. You can't find a 1960 Rolls Royce fuse at AutoZone or at Napa. Better. Bad, good. It's good. So what are you doing, Lewis?
Trying to get the wiring harness put in.
So you're wiring up the motor first.
Yep.
Motor and trans, the standalone harness, is that correct?
Yep.
Wow, and then what?
And then the main harness.
Oh. That's cool.
And here's where you made it too tight.
So you guys know what you're doing, I guess, huh?
Nope. We're learning.
Yeah.
First time working on a 6.2.
Yeah, I'm not putting that in there either. Making my editing job harder and harder.
Good. Oh, that plug don't fit in that hole.
No, man, don't say that. We'll get it. There you go.
Put the original gauges out. Get rid of all this junk wires, junk wiring. Make it modern. Started weighing out the engine harness. Brand new ECU. Brand new. Start hooking everything up on the motor. Getting all that situated. You guys are doing a fantastic job. What's for lunch?
That's accessory.
That's accessory.
Okay.
So where's our 12 volt then?
Okay. We'll get lunch later.
All right, so we got a little bit of an update. We've been working on the wiring a little bit more.
Got some of the insulation in on the inside. It's looking pretty good. Nice sound deadener. Still got to continue it up all the way up to the front. I'm gonna do the inside. But we got the fuse box mounted. All that's in place. My guys started running the wires all the way to the back, to the trunk of the car. But the main power wires actually ran through the chassis, because remember I used a 2x4 square wall tubing chassis. So they actually ran it through the rail on the frame, which I like. Keeps it away from everything. Just keeps it from getting snagged. Any issues, it just avoids any issues. So he's got that running down all the way through the frame. That's hooked up to the starter. All the main power's kind of hooked up, so to speak. Pretty sure I touched on this, but he's got the engine harness all hooked up, with an exception of a couple plugs. But ran the wires out front for the headlights, the blinkers, everything. I mean, that's all through the firewall. So he's making progress on that. So ignition switch, the wires are actually wires are hooked up on the ignition switch, so that's pretty much good to go for that. I did get the new gauges in today, as a matter of fact. So tomorrow or the day after, I'll probably end up hooking those up, wiring all those up. But like I said, the main harness is mounted in place, so it's easily accessible in case you got to change any fuses or check anything. We are going old school with the 4-board high beam switch. Nothing wrong with those. Kind of have to anyway with these, because you know, that's what they had. This was factory. This is what they had anyway. We're just updating it, making it a little bit more modern. You know, they didn't have high beam switches on the controls. Everything was on the foot, so so everything's looking good. I will have these dips filled in, but I wanted him to put the insulation underneath, so it's just an extra layer of sound deadener. So once all that's in, I'll make a platform to go on top of that and make all this nice and flat. It'll be a nice flat platform. So but the wiring's coming out good. They got the rear harness ran. We're gonna run that underneath the car, going all the way to the back. And actually, since this car is so much longer than the standard vehicle, they are going to have to extend these wires to reach everything in the back. Wow. Lewis is extending wires?
Oh, they're already extended.
CVO. Professional. I guess I could spoil this, but This is the original fuse box. This is actually for the windows, but it don't matter. What we're gonna do is we have this group of wires coming out. Well, what Lewis is actually gonna do is he's gonna take this. He's gonna take this and he's actually gonna cut out this whole panel. So we're just gonna leave the mounting holes. Slap this back on, cut out the bottom, and then this will actually get set right on top of this, just to cover up that hole, just to keep everything sealed up, and it'll look a lot more original, look a lot more professional. You know, I got no problem adding stuff like this. I actually like leaving certain original components. Like I said, once it gets all that cut out, notched out, mounted in place, we gotta clean all this up, make it look nice, and you know, I'll even leave that tag on there. It's just something different, you know. It just goes. All right, so we got a little bit more sound deadener in here. We went and put on the inside panel there. It really takes away a lot of that tinging. It really makes it sound really solid, so I'm happy with that. This stuff's pretty good. Just got to finish up front there a little ways. Have to modify the floor in the back a little bit, and then we could put this underneath the rear seat. And then of course the roof. But everything's looking good. Got all the wires kind of shoved out of the way here to get in here, but it's looking good. Tomorrow, Lewis is going to go ahead and wire up the headlights, get all those ran, get the new connectors in there. So that'll be done tomorrow. The blinkers, headlights, all the goodies. So he's got the tail lights ran. Everything's here. We're not going to terminate them just yet. We're going to wait till after it's back from paint and body work. That's looking good. Reverse lights, tag lights, fuel door solenoid. That's all ran. So getting there. Almost all wired up. A few things left to do, but it's looking good. So as of right now, this is our progress. This is where we're at. Not going to have it all completed by the end of this video. This is where we're at. They're moving along at a really good pace. But when it's all finished up, I'll include everything in another video. This is just what we have right now. We're just kind of giving you the idea and showing you how everything's done and our thought process behind everything. So I'm happy with it. They're doing a good job. It's looking good. It's looking professional. Somebody told me I gotta start telling you guys like and subscribe. I mean, it'd be cool. I'd appreciate it. But yeah, this is where we're at. Everything's looking good, and you know, it's getting there. Keep watching. Getting closer and closer every week.